People are here. Ecoman, Eternity, Loxin, Mushri. Welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? How's your day going so far? Nice. Are you too early? I don't know. I think the day is here too early. I think we're just riding its coattails. Well, I'm gonna get started anyway. Today I think I'm gonna start the little farming system. The current playlist is brought to you by ocremix.org, and we are on the Secret of Mana album. Fantastic music from OC Remix. If it's too loud or too quiet, let me know and I'll adjust the volumes settings. Let me see. It looks like okay on my OBS, but I'm not sure. Ecoman says, what? It's nighttime here. Oh, that's right, you're in India, aren't you? Whisper songs, a little too sensual for me right now. I need something a little upbeat. It's too quiet. I can still hear you talking. Okay. You shouldn't be able to hear me talking, so we'll turn it up a little bit so you can't hear me talking anymore. There we go. How's that, T-Bone? Can you hear me whisper in your ear? Oh, this is good coffee. Omni Slash, how you doing? Yeah, let's start working on a new system, a little farming system. We'll put patches of dirt like here and here, and like so. Devin Scott, how are you doing? Player would walk up and walk this way. Kind of want like the first patch to be here. We may have to draw some sprites. I didn't get a sprite loaded. Gotta do that. I think we're gonna have to draw our own sprites. Because I don't want to find them. I'll spend more time looking for sprites. Yep, let's just make our own for our little farm system. These are great. Working on your game, Omni? I bet you're glad to be doing that now. Boop, beep, blop. Ranbot has been initiated. Proceed with chat. Morning, Whiteley. How are you today? Yeah, let's make some sprites. This is going to be farm system. Let's make a new one. A new farm system. Something not too complicated. So this shouldn't be hard. All we're going to be drawing is a patch of dirt, and then on the next frame we're going to draw a patch of dirt with like some sprouts coming out of it, a little bit of green, and then the next thing we're going to draw is like a sprout, like a larger sprout, like the cotyledon leaves, and then we're going to draw like the first true leaves, and then we're going to draw like, I don't know. At that point, you know, the plants would look different. So I feel like I should only draw the beginning and then find other art to replace them as they get more mature. What is that program I'm using? It's called Asprite. A-S-E-P-R-I-T-E. You see it right here. I got it on Steam when it was on sale for like 12 bucks. I don't know what it is right now, probably 15. But it's worth it. It's a really good sprite editing program. I really like it a lot. Alright, let's pick a palette. Cybernetic Possum, how you doing? Oh no, Scorpion Army. Secret of Mozzarella. What's the name of this song? Is that supposed to be a fossil? Because of the name of the stream? No, it's supposed to be a patch of dirt. And then from here, it's like we've got 1, 2, 3. We got blank dirt, we got little sprouts, and then they're getting taller, and then they're getting taller. And then from here, on frame 5, and so forth and so on, step 5, I should just switch them to like the way that they look. Corn now too, you've outdone yourself, sir. Thank you, Cybernetic. Your artistic prowess knows no bounds. Ah, sarcasm. I love it. I remember when Natural Explorers was a simulation game. Well, it kind of is, right? We're doing simulated farming now. It's supposed to be dirt with little sprouts coming out of it, and we're not drawing the plants. We're just starting we're just drawing the starting point, because then this image will have something drawn on top of it. Like 5 and so forth will be different. Like this point, it'll just be replaced with something drawn on top of it. Alright, so we can go new, 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 new. And then we'll make that a spreadsheet. Let's save this as DG underscore farm dirt. Let's export a sprite sheet. There we go. We're only going to be using 1, 2, 3, 4. But I need to move these around to make it easier. So let me re-export this sprite sheet. What I need to do is get one here, and then on the fourth one, copy this, and then paste it here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 is let's delete 5. So we're gonna copy 1 and paste it where 4 should be. Okay. No, we need to copy 2. Darn it. Let's copy 2. Paste it where 4 should be. Nice. We can delete. Let's copy this and then just paste it 1, 2 times. So we have the down facing is all 1. Then I can just have it move. Just move the sprite. I got a sprite. How do I use it? Says Ikumin. Just start making stuff. Watch videos online. Trial by fire. We could tell you everything, every cool tip, but you wouldn't be able to absorb it until you just do it yourself. So we're going to take the frame 5 and copy this for frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the last frame. Basically, we need the second frame repeated 3 times. So we're going to copy this, paste this over here. We got the first frame 3 times. Then we have the second frame, copy, paste. Delete this one. Copy this, paste, and then copy this, paste. 2, 3. We need 4 to repeat again. And we need this one to repeat again. So we've got 3 frames of the first animation, or it's not really an animation, but of the first image. Then we have 3 frames of the second one, 3 frames of the third one, and 3 frames of the fourth one. That makes it so that I can turn the sprite face up, face left, face down, face right, and that will make it so that I can change it easily in the game. So now we'll save this and overwrite it and export this sprite sheet as the same thing, and it'll say, do you want to overwrite? You say yes. That's what I wanted. T was telling you on the Discord, Ikumin, when you post art, just say who made it. Because people will assume that you did that sometimes. And it's better if you just say, this is by so-and-so. I guess the context of how you're uploading it matters. Because people upload things that they've been working on. No, it's okay. It's all good. Okay, we have the sprite for our dirt patch. Let's take this and put it where it needs to go. paste it in our IMG characters. We'll hit F2 to rename it. We'll hit up and home. We'll put a exclamation point and a $sign. We want the engine to know this is a single image, not a set of 8 images. Now if we save the project, we should be able to look at the image and find it. There it is. Cool. We did our A sprite for the day. We Plants Are Happy Plants says, do you guys ever experience problems with setting auto runs and changing the player's speed and movement routes? Sometimes when I play through, it doesn't slow down. I haven't had any problems with it, but I can see where it can go wrong. Because frequency also matters when you're setting your speeds. Because the speed could mean animation speed. Let's play around with that for a second. If we get Doc Wheeze here, right? We're going to get him to have stepping and random movement. His default speed is 2x slower and his frequency is normal. So let's have him walk around. We'll start right here. And we'll see how you can make things look and move differently depending on speed and frequency changes. You can see his speed and frequency are like that. He's doing this movement and he's walking up and down kind of slow. But his frequency is normal. Let's change his frequency to higher and see how that changes it. Now the animation speed stays the same, but he's moving twice as fast because his frequency has gone up. So if you feel like it's going slow, don't change the animation speed, change the frequency so that it moves more often. You'll see what I'm talking about when I change the frequency to highest. Now he's going to move around a lot faster, but his animation speed will stay the same. So you see he's still doing that speed of movement, like his animation speed stays the same, but how much he's moving around has gone up. So maybe this is the more natural movement you're looking for, and what I did here is only change the frequency to highest, and I kept the speed the same. If we up the speed to more match the frequency maybe, you're going to see that he moves even faster because his animation speed is going to multiply to the frequency. Do you see how it doubled his speed now? Yeah, frequency is how much he's going to move, but the speed is the animation speed, but the animation speed will also increase how fast they move across the screen. So he's already gone, he's off the screen, there he is. And if you want him to spaz out, you just put this on faster and highest frequency, and they gone. Player's gonna have a hard time catching them. Zoom. He gone. He gone. Another funny thing you can do is reverse that. We'll put the speed back to slower, but we'll put his frequency on lower. So this looks kind of funny, because his animation speed is still doing this. Hello, Silver Starlight. But his moving so slow. Did I change something? Yeah, he was moving so slow. Frequency lower, lowest. So he's really not going to move very much. He's going to animate right there at the same speed, but he's not going to move around very often. That's his frequency. Frequency of movement and speed is animation speed. Just remember that. Frequency of movement. See how long it took him to take one step? And because I set it to a random pattern, they don't move every time. The sweet spot is going higher and slower. So you keep this on 3 speed and frequency of 4. I kind of like this as a natural movement. But it depends on the situation. You know, this is easy for the player to interact with them, but it looks like the NPC's doing something or going somewhere. And obviously you can also turn off stepping if you don't want him to look like he's just shuffling in place. I was putting it on to show you the animation speed. And he'll just move. So there's more of a natural NPC movement. Some fun things, some anomalies. You can set the speed to faster and the frequency to like lowest. And you can have different settings for different NPCs too. So this is a weird movement that I don't really prefer to see. So they move so fast you can't even see them animate, but then they stick and stand around in place. Anyway, I'm glad we had that little talk on speed and frequency. Speed of animation and frequency of movement. Just remember those two things. Sweet spot, put it on 2x slower and put it on 4 frequency. Looks really nice. Alright, let's go back to here. No problem. So for the farm system, I guess we could have global timers. I kind of want to mess around with the new Yanfly Triforce. I haven't messed around with it yet, so I'm gonna not know how to use it, but you know, we don't know anything until we try to learn how to do it. So let's go ahead and go to yanfly.mo and download those 3 Triforce plugins. I might already have them. What if I just search for Triforce? Event. 108 matches. We've got event copier. This is one of them. You can see it's got the 3 Triforce ones. Let's go ahead and save this one as. We're going to put it inside of the JS plugins folder. I apparently already had it in there, but we'll take the most recent version. If I didn't have the most recent version, I do now. We have to use this with 1.5 or above, and we're using the most recent version, 1.6.1, so this should be not a problem. Okay, we'll spend a little bit of time learning how to use it, and I'll try to explain as I'm reading and learning. That's the first one, the event copier. Here's the event morpher. Apparently I have that one too. I must have already known I was going to use these and threw them in the project. And the event spawner. We may not use all 3 of these, but that's fine. Didn't have that one, okay. Now that we've got those, Morpher, spawner, copier. Let's put these up here with Yanfly's plugins. Okay, from the beginning, I'm going to turn off the event spawner, but I'm going to use an event copier and an event morpher for sure. Template map will be 1, which is this map 001. List all of the IDs of the maps that will be preloaded to serve as the template maps for this plugin. 1. A list of templates made by name so you can use names instead of map ID, event ID combinations with no tags. Pre-made copy. So I'm assuming how this is going to work is we're going to design one of these timer events, right? One of the farm system events. And we're going to make it on this map, actually. What is this? This is a party level up thingy? No, we don't need that right now. What is this? A nothing event. Okay, good. Nice and clean. So I'm assuming what we'll do is make this event on map 001. There we go. Taken care of. Okay, back to work. So how this is going to work, I assume, is we make the event inside of map 01, and then we can spawn it using a plugin command anywhere we want, and we only have to make it once for like multiple events. I got you, Moosh. They'll do it over and over and over, and then eventually they'll get bored. And they'll get so many reports that... eventually... yeah. Don't feed them, though. That's the thing. Don't feed them. So if we're going to use event copier, it usually is T-Bone. If we're going to use an event copier, then we can't really call common events, right? Because then it's going to call the same common event. You're going to spend more time making accounts than I'm going to spend clicking the hide from channel and report button. But be my guess, whatever. Welcome back, Devin. What do you mean the plugin manager has no more space for plugins? How am I going to design this? I'm not quite sure because I want to design it with common events. But if we're going to use the event spawner, I need to design this without common events. Also, the plants won't grow if I make it a self-contained event, really. I could watch Anfly's tips and tricks on how he did that. Because if I do it with common events, I know how I'll do it. I'll just have several of them running. And it's sort of a copy-paste job, but it's for all of the steps of the process. So the first thing is, you go up to an interact and it'll tell you, you see an empty lot of land. Would you like to plant seeds here? Show choices. Plant seeds. Not right now. Okay. When they say plant seeds, we'll show a list of items that they can plant, or we can pop up an item menu. Where are the fossils? I think we should do that. Just give the player a list of items that they can plant, and if it happens to be the right item, it'll plant it. That makes more sense than checking the player's inventory to see if they have the item and whatnot. So let's do that. Rin says another option is to use switch settings on Yanfly's doodads. You could, but then you really only have like empty land and full grown plant. If we want to make this have like stages of growth, I want to do like a sprite that can be like face down, face right, face left, face up, and then replace it or add something on top of that. I'm looking for something specific. We'll use select item, map select item. Or we'll use select item right here, and then we'll just select the seeds. We'll create a variable for it, like seed selected. Okay, that's how we'll do it. I wanted to reference my other event where I did that. So if they say yes, plant seeds, we'll select the item, and we'll store the item that they pick in a variable called seed selected, and it'll be a regular item. And now we need to make the seeds that the player can plant. Probably not too many to get started. Seeds and potatoes don't really start, onions and potatoes don't really, you start them from a bulb. You can start onions from seeds. You do start from seeds. It's better to start onions from other onions, and potatoes from other potatoes, and carrots. So we'll do onions, potatoes, and carrots. Make a heart fruit thing that restores HP. Yeah, I did, Devin. Thank you. Let's do that. Something simple. Carrots, onions, and potatoes. Potatoes, precious. Let's start with carrots. How to create a diggable fossil, please tell. Event it. Use your imagination. Learn how to use variables and switches, like I've showed many times in yesterday's episode 2. And write something, write a little event, design it. Carrot seeds, not consumable. Occasion never scope, none. It's gonna have a price of, we'll say 50. Can be used. to with farming. Can be used with farming to produce many carrots. So carrot seeds are number 46. 46. So select item, and if, conditional branch, if seed selected, we want keystone to be 28, so it sets that variable to that number, if I remember correctly. 28 level 1 keystone, yes. So we just say equal to, not greater than, because if we use something else, it'll still default to the first thing. You have to be specific and say if the seed selected is equal to the number of the variable of the item. So it sets it to 47. So when we select carrot, it'll say 46, not 47. It's going to set that variable to 46. And then we make a condition saying if that variable is 46, we know that they picked that item. There you go. Heartless gave you a little written tutorial. And we don't have to check to see if the player has the seed, because it won't populate the list if they don't have it. So that bypasses that. So we know they have the seed because they selected it. And when they do this, we can change items and say remove it, decrease it by 1. And we can start a new page on this farming system. We'll turn on a switch. Maybe we'll do it with self switch. And we can duplicate this event. I don't know. I'm still working on it. I'm designing it as I'm conceptualizing it as I'm designing it. So we may redo some reiterations. Mushri, get off it. You just don't get it, bro. The stream name is arbitrary and it referenced the day before. Yesterday we were working on dinosaurs. We're no longer working on dinosaurs, really. Post-Cretaceous. After dinosaurs. And dinosaurs are now fossils. So really doesn't matter. Okay, I guess that's true. But it clearly says what I'm actually doing. RPG Maker MV live game dev tutorials. So, I mean, I don't know how confused you can be. We do the same thing every day. Should I just name it the same thing every day? How would you discern between the live streams? Not every creative attempt is going to land. And yeah. But that shouldn't stop you from trying, making creative attempts. Yeah. With JS, yeah, you can do almost anything inside of RPG Maker. Same thing with SRPG Studio. Alright, so if they select carrot seeds, we remove the carrot seed, we go to page A, and now this can start a timer. RPG Maker MB, the Driftwood Experience, the movie. I like that, Doc. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. You know what? I'm just going to resign to the fact that I'm going to use common events for this. Because it just makes it easier on my brain. I know that while we're in the dungeon, the common events are still going to be running. So I'm just going to do it that way. At this point, it's going to turn on a switch, and I'm gonna call this Home Farm 01 planted. And we're gonna use this 10 times pretty much, so I'm gonna allocate those now. I know there's a better way to do it with Ganfly's new plugins, but I'm just racking my brain and I'm not figuring out how I'm going to be able to get them to run while I'm doing something else. Like if I'm off the map and I'm on another map, or how are they still going to be running? I mean, at least this way I can get something started and then switch it up if I need to. So we planted something in Home Farm 10. And in order for this to work, we can get rid of the self switch at this point because we're using the switch. So if this one is planted, then the timer runs. How many stages do we want to have? Because the timers will cycle planted, and then Home Farm 01 stage 2. This could be complicated, however many stages. When we have, we're going to need a lot of switches and events, right? If we're going to have 4 phases, or 5 phases, because the harvest phase. 5 phases with 10 plants. That's 50 events, 50 switches potentially. That sounds absurd, it sounds too much. I really need to just read. Yeah. Mushri, you could watch yesterday's live stream if you're that interested. yeah, I could do less planting spots. I could do like 6 or 8 and then make it narrow down to only 3 phases. Yeah, I get that, Rin. I'm trying to streamline the process by making it once and putting as many plots as we want. Maybe that would work. Maybe. If I figure out how to do it right. Or I can manually do it 10 times, you know. I know how to do it. I have a tutorial I put out 2 years ago on how to do this. But I'm seeing if there's obviously less work-intensive method. Self variables. This track is fire. Yeah, I could watch his tutorial too, but I don't want to do that on stream. I mean, I did watch it, but when it came out. Information gets cycled in and then it gets flushed, and it gets cycled in and flushed. And the things you know today are not going to be the things you know a year from now, most likely. You may remember some parts of it, but without refreshers or the need to do that thing, your brain will cycle out that to make room for new information. I got a question for you guys. If you were to get a superpower, if you had the opportunity to have a superpower, what would that superpower be? I'll tell you what I wish I could do. I wish that I could read super fast. Because I read fast, but I wish I could read super fast, you know? And comprehend. Super fast. That would be my favorite superpower. But what would you guys like to have as a superpower? Cybernetic asks, do I think that I'll make an SRPG Let's Make a Game in the near future? No. In the long future, in the long run, maybe. I won't, you know, say no to that. But right now, no. I've got to finish this game. I've got a lot of stuff going on in real life. "969 says, the power to end existence. Whiteley says, all girls love me. Heartless says, immortality. Also in terms of eternal youth. So, you want to live forever but not be super old. This thing is driving you nuts? What is, Omni? The ability to form matter by thought, says the artist in Travado. Not needing sleep without the shortened lifespan of the medical condition. The plugin manager, how many plugins do you have? Definitely not super smell. Silver Starlight says, the power to read the minds of other people and turn off the surrounding thoughts as well. Right, because if you could read minds, you would hear a lot of stuff going on at the same time. So I guess those two things go in tandem, right? Cybernetic Possum says that I have the power to slay a yak with mind bullets. You guys are funny. You said, well, a lot. I shouldn't run out of spaces. I've never ran out of spaces for plugins, and I think at one time I just imported like a bunch of plugins to a project. I had like 130. There was 130 plugins. Do you have more than 130 plugins? Of course that project was not compatible. Like they just didn't run together. Like it wouldn't even load. Yeah, take a picture of it, a screenshot, press print screen, and then go to like paint, and then press Control V, and it'll paste it in there. So to copy an event, it's pretty easy, right? Copy there. But to set the event up so that it will be, it will run without requiring the same variables. Otherwise, you plant one and then all the 10 crops will be planted and then they'll all grow at the same time and you harvest 10. That's not what I'm trying to do. So I have to figure out a way to set up the event using its own self variables. Alright, so the copier is very simple. Very simple. I put this event on map 1, and then on this event I just make a plugin command. Or is it a note tag? How did it reference it again? My poor brain. Event note tags, right. So in the note tag, you just kind of copy this and you put this inside the note tag of the event up here in a blank event, and the blank event will become whatever event is on this map. Easy, right? But what if the event requires its own switches? They'll all use the same switches. I'd have to design it with self switches and self variables. But those self variables, I don't think they would run while we're not on that map. They wouldn't increment at all. So to do this correctly, I'm going to give the player 8 plots of land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just do this the way I originally thought I was going to have to do it. Now there is a way, and maybe later I'll switch that up. Okay. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll work because the player can walk in between them. It'll look good. And I could essentially copy paste it those 8 times, but the problem with that is when you change one thing, you gotta change 8 things. That's why I wanted to try to do it with a copy method. So far it would copy, but here's the part that I'm getting to that wouldn't copy. Because at this point, when it turns on switch 1 planted, I would handle it with common events. So we'd have a common event here. Let's change this to 70 for now. And I'm going to go like this. Farm sys below. And I'm going to use 1 here. This is going to be parallel if the home farm 1 is planted. We'll just call it home farm 1 planted. We'll put 0, 1 seed planted. Or plot zone. That's fine. Seed planted. It's arbitrary. We control a variable. And we'll use 51 as well to stay on track. We'll call this home farm 01 timer. And we kind of copy this, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it. We're going to use 8. Oops, not F2. Just 2. Just 2. So we're going to add 1. We could add some variance. Nah, I just want to make it simple. Just add 1. I don't want to make it so that you go to sleep and wake up and I want it to be a timer like the rest of the system so that we have like one coherent system. Renzo B, how are you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Let's check the variable, the timer. We're going to make it very, very quick for now. We're going to say 10 seconds. But I mean, of course, we're going to change this to like a minute for each phase or something like that, or maybe 2 minutes. But for debugging, we're going to do it very quick. The plants are going to grow super fast. So if home farm 01 timer is greater than equal to 600, which means 10 seconds has passed since the switch has been turned on, then we're going to do, yes, less Stardew Valley, more like Minecraft, I suppose. We can do a movement route from here. We have to check to see if the player is on the right map. Or, yeah, we don't have to do a movement route here. We'll just, wait a minute. I need to switch to turn on the timer, but I could just use one variable to determine the phase that it's in. I don't need a bunch of switches. What am I thinking? That's basic design. One variable to rule them all. No, but yeah, basically. Ah, that's exactly what I needed to do. So you have a switch and a timer. I mean, you have a timer, which is you actually need two variables: a timer and then like a phase. So two variables and a switch. That's easy. That's not over complicated. So at that point, we need to control another variable. We'll use 61. This is going to be home farm phase. Home farm 01 phase. And we're going to set it, it's going to be 0 from beginning, so we're going to set it to 1. That's going to move it. It's time to move it. Now, with this, we can go to here. And if it's been planted and the variable of this variable is 1. Then we're on this page, and this will move it. Should we do this with else-if handlers, or should we just have it the same timer reset? We can do a conditional branch to... There's two ways I'm thinking of doing this. We'll check to see what phase it's on. If it's on phase 0, then you can just do this. And then you copy this. If this is on 1, then it does this. It sets this to 2. If this is on 3, or if this is on 2, you set it to 3. Zero, and then 1 starts immediately, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4 will be adding something there. Like, it becomes harvestable. Like, we could use the event morpher and turn that event into something else and turn off the switch. Okay, we'll set up the other event to reflect this. Copy, paste it. This is now 2. If this is set to 2, it's on there. And this image changes to this. Copy, paste it. This is now set to 3. And if this is set to 3, then we change it to this. And then new. We don't really need the morpher, do we? Copy this, paste this. If this is set to 4, then it becomes harvestable. But how do we do this? Do we just draw something, another sprite on top of this one? I think we can do another event and just have it automatically move. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Harvest. Time. 01. Conditional branch for this to happen is farm 1 is planted and switch variable is set to 4 for this. And this can be auto run. And it will I'll make 4 things we can plant. I want it to be very simple. And that also makes it easy on my brain. Okay. This will have a move event. This will move this event on top of another event. Maybe doodad the dirt and then you can do the plants via events without having to move them on top. That makes sense. Doodads would be a better way to do this. But can you manipulate a doodad with variables, or is it only switches? Let me check that real quick. Can we manipulate a doodad with variables? No, only switches. Okay. I don't want to do that then. Need more first impressions? Okay, we'll do more first impressions. Not today. This one can have through on. And we'll make this one below. When it's on the 4. And then here we'll have copy this page, paste this page, and we do a condition branch. We need another variable to tell what was planted, don't we? This is all if we have the same thing. We're planting a seed. We need a variable to tell what we've been planting. We'll make carrots 1. We'll make onions 2. Potatoes 3. T-Bone, you put a link to a video that shows the game that you've been working on in the self-promo section of the Discord. That's awesome. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out today. For sure. Need a writer? Look how you spelled it. That's not a strong approach, Royal. Cool, Renzo. I'll give you a member so you can post stuff. You can already like chat, but you can post pictures after I give the rolls. So we need a variable for the farm phase, the crop that's planted, and the switch for the timer to start parallel process. It's not too much, right? Farm 1 phase. We need a variable for the timer, a variable for the phase of each crop, and a variable for the type of crop that was planted. Complexity is rising, but it's not that complicated. Home, farm, 01, crop, selected. Crop type. I knew this was going to take a lot of time. That's why I decided to give I started it right at the beginning, and I wanted to stay focused on this to the very end because I knew I wasn't going to finish it. I mentioned this system in previous episodes, and I was like, oh, I need to think about it more. But really, until you're doing it and like trying to figure it out at that moment, it's hard to like really nail all of the circumstances that can arise. So we're making a condition, checking the variable, because this is only when it's past the fourth phase. So now we're checking the type. If the type is 1, then we're going to turn on a self switch. What's up, Charzanico? I'm working on a small farming system. Custom evented farming system, no plugins needed. Trying different methods. Originally was trying to figure out how to make it work with Yanfly's version, but I need to watch his tutorial and his or her tutorial and kind of like analyze it a little bit more and how can I make that work in my game if the player's on a different map. So if it selects A, which will be carrots, or if it selects 1, it'll go self-switch A. So this is the case that we're farming carrots. We need to do a we need to move this event. Set event location and change image. So we're going to set event location to right here. Wait. I can change places with another event. Yeah, that's going to be easier. Harvest time 01, this is this one. I think it's this event. I didn't name it yet. Event 47. Nope, I called it farm system. But what I'm going to call this is home farm plot 01. Very specific. So when I do this thing, I can go home farm plot 01 and switch locations. So it's going to move this event over here and this event over here. So on here, we need to go no image. But that's not what I wanted to do, actually. I wanted this image to stay there and then something be on top of it, because we're not moving the dirt. Otherwise, I would have just had page 5 do something, switch to that thing here, right? The point of not just using page 5 and using a new event instead is because I wanted the dirt to be there and this to be on top of it. So we're not going to do that. This defeats the purpose. I want to just move on top of this one. So it's an image drawn on top of another image. We need more artwork. We need art for when we're harvesting carrots. I'm going to use this for now. Okay, this, I figured it out. You need to have this action button, and the set event location needs to be here. That way the player can use the action button here to harvest. Harvest your carrots. Harvest now. Wait for later. They say yeah. Then we need to like reset. Yeah, you say nothing is going on now until you see it finished. Nobody sees the hours of work people put into something. They just see the end result. And then people get disappointed when they can't just do it like that. How did I manage to make so many different things? It didn't just happen instantly. Hours of this. This is the real. Hours of feeling like nothing's happening until suddenly it all works. Harvest now, and we can make it flashy. We want to make it look good. So we can make a custom animation for it. It's easy. We'll show animation on this event. $192. T-Bone says, I've had a dream to make a game since I was 16 years old, and now that he has the time and resources, after so many years, it's finally happening. That's cool, man. That's really cool. You can do it. We basically have the system set up. We just need to get it reset after the harvesting. Like, finish the harvesting thing and reset the events. And then once we set up the first one, the other 7 are going to go a lot quicker because we're going to have a method set up. Hopefully, anyway. Show animation and then harvest the items. So change items. Player is going to get some carrots, which we haven't made. Let's use a variable. This is going to be crop harvest amount. Right. We're going to gain crop harvest amount of whatever item. In order to set that amount, we have to control the variable, and we're going to say select crop harvest amount and set it to random value between 1 and, I don't know, let's say 5. So we're going to get between 1 and 5 carrots. 2 to 4 would be more consistent. I'll say 2 to 5. You'll get at least 2. Maybe 5. Just getting 1 would be frustrating. Okay. 2 to 5. We have to make the carrot item as well. So carrot seeds, and this will be fresh carrot. Can be processed into other goods, sold or eaten raw. So the carrot is consumable, the fresh carrot is. You could always use it, and it's got the scope of 1 ally, and it's going to restore something, a small amount, right? But if you process it into other goods, you'll get more benefit out of it. So we'll list the things that it does in the description if you just eat it raw. Let's give it something simple like HP restore, HP plus 20%. Not a lot, not something you want to spend a turn using, right? That's what I heard, because of lycopene, it makes your eyesight better. I don't know if I believe that anymore. I did as a kid. But we can give it a buff, right? Let's add, not a custom state, just a simple buff. Add a charisma buff. Or an agility. That makes more sense. It's more useful now. Agility. Which is equates to speed. Speed plus gain. We can just say speed buff for 5 turns. And the icon for that is 38. Speed buff for 5 turns. And the seed was 50. The raw carrot will be 100. You'll get, with 1 seed, you'll turn it into 2 to 5. So you can actually 10 times your money if you get 5, right? 50 investment and then 500 return. If you tried to sell them, you'd only get 250. It should reduce blind state by 10%? Come on. Alright, we'll do that. But we have to make a state for that, you know, okay? So what we'll do is, instead of saying speed buff, we'll say adds /it, whatever state number. We'll just do 11 for now, but for 5 turns. And we'll get rid of that buff. We'll make a custom state for it. It'll be 25. well-fed is what we'll call it, but it'll look like a carrot. And then we'll have well-fed, but it'll have a different icon for other states as well. And this will give state rate. So we'll go to state rate, and we'll say blind times 50%. So it's 50% chance to avoid being blinded, but something else too. We can make it give you plus 10% hit rate, and slight regeneration. Wait, 1%, because I want it to give HP regeneration to the thing it processes into. The like when you use it as a crafting ingredient and you make something out of it, you can eat that thing, which gives more regeneration. So we'll say 50% chance to resist blind, 10% hit rate, and plus 1 HP regeneration. So what we can do inside of this description, you can say, is it, what state is it? 25. We can just say it adds that. And then in parentheses, plus 10% accuracy, 50% blind resist. We can use /IT for here as well. What was the other thing I did? State regeneration. Okay. HP regen plus 1%. There, we made it an entire thing. Now we add state, well-fed. We'll put well-fed C, which is for carrot. And then we'll put well-fed O for onion, well-fed, what was the other thing we're gonna do? P for potato. And then a fourth, we'll leave the fourth thing up for future use. Sounds like an 80s Scorpion song. Yeah, I kind of like this guy's voice. Yeah, what's this sorcery, this blasphemy? H for heart fruit. Alright, Mooshri, maybe. I like metal ballads. Alright, so we got the fresh carrot. Let's award that item here. Where does it get awarded? Here. It says, should tell the player, you've obtained variable number count. I don't know what it is, but I need to put something in there so I don't. Variable count of item icon 46. You've obtained this many fresh carrots. But we need to do one more thing. Crop amount is 69. And fresh carrots are, dang it, 47. 69, 47. You've obtained this many fresh carrots. Then, after it's done the animation, moved the event. Did we move the event? We moved it. Yeah, the event has been moved. And then the player activates it with action button. This will be the same as character. You don't want to step on them. Harvest now or later. You say harvest now. It shows the animation. It picks a random 2 to 5. Then it awards the fresh carrot 2 to 5 of them. Lets the player know that they got that many of them. Then it needs to revert by turning self switch A off. Control self switch A off, as well as one other thing. It needs to move this event again. Set event location on this current map up here. It would also need to set the phase to 0 again. I think so. So let's go ahead and control the variable. Set. This is for 1 phase. Set it to 0. So then this is moved, it's brought back to this page, but it won't run until it goes to phase 4 again, and the phase 4 won't happen until this all starts again. I think we have our system set up. We need to test it. We do need to award ourselves some items. Let's give us some seeds. Ahmed, how are you doing? You're gonna create a... Am I gonna create a mining system today? No. I guess the misleading title kind of led to do that fossiling thing. It was really a play on yesterday's live stream where we did dinosaurs and stuff. We were making dinosaur stuff. And then today we're not doing that anymore, so this is post-Cretaceous, this is after the dinosaurs, and then I guess I shouldn't have included working on fossils because that could be a thing. It was like just a dumb creative thing that I was trying to make this stream have a different name. It's hard to think of names for your stream every day when you do about the same thing. I should have said working on farming system. Whatever. So we see an empty plot of land. Would you like to plant seeds here? Let's plant seeds. That didn't show us the... Oh, because we don't have them because we didn't actually go through our initialization. Let's just do that real quick. Heartless, I need some fail fishes in the chat. I failed at naming the stream today. But the thing is, tomorrow I'm going to name it Farm System. If I work on it tomorrow, we might do first impressions. We'll see. So if we pick something else like this, nope, nothing happens. But if we plant carrot seeds, something should happen. Within 10 seconds, it should switch over. It did, look, it moved. And then what happens? Is it going to do anything else? 10 seconds? It looks like they grew. There's like stuff coming out of the dirt now. I'll leave this up for a second. should have done something by now, I think. Alright, our common event, it turns on seed 1 planted, and it's running the timer to 600, so 10 seconds. Oh, I didn't finish the phasing. Copy this. Of course it's not going to go to the next phase. It's if farm phase is on 3, it just stops there so far. Then we have to change this to go to 4. We didn't finish our common event. And then, by putting this on 4, it should initialize the other thing as well. And to make this faster, I'm going to set this to 300 to make it 5 seconds through phases. So, if it's greater than or equal to... Oh, we also need to set this timer back to... it just goes 1, 2, 3, 4 real quick at the first time. So, when it goes to 0 to 1, we need to control the farm timer again. Control the farm... home farm 1 timer, set it back to 0. And then we copy this and paste this. Every time it switches phases, it should go back to 0. The timer should go back to 0. But after this goes into phase 4, we should also turn off the planted switch so the parallel doesn't run with nothing happening. So we turn the timer back to 0, and we also turn off the switch that has this thing activated. So it completely turns off this common event once it finishes. It goes... counts to 300, and if it's already on phase 3, it switches to phase 4, resets the timer, and turns off this parallel process, so it's one less thing running. The playlist ended? Yeah. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Let's try it out. I think it should work. I certainly hope so. Heartless did that to me the other day too. They're always working on YouTube under this. That's under the hood changes, and sometimes they need people to relog to get pushed the new updates and whatnot. So sometimes it just logs me into my. It logs me out, and then it auto-logs me into a different account. It's done that to me a lot, actually. Okay, so we're going to go here, plant seeds. We're going to plant carrot seeds. And then in 5 seconds, it should update. Why is it... Oh, it did. It did update. Oh, did I... Okay, I need to also do one thing. I need to do direction fix on this. So, talking to it. For some reason, it's resetting. Phase is set to 1, and then the timer is reset. And then it runs the timer, and then at this point it phases already 1, it sets to 2 and resets. It runs, it sets to 3 and then resets. Phase goes to 4, the timer resets, and then turns the switch off. Let's make it quicker. Let's make it 180 frames. So 3 seconds. It should go 3 seconds, switch, 3 seconds, switch, 3 seconds, switch, 3 seconds, harvest. And we'll, you know, make that a lot longer once we get it working right. That's true, but I kind of want to get this working, Royal. I want to have it like, hey, we did it, you know. I think we're gonna, everything looks right. I'm probably just missing a few things. Quite often when you design a system, the rough draft, the rough draft gives you some problems. Plant seeds, let's put carrots in the ground. 1, 2, 3, we should see grass growing here. But we're not. 1, 2, 3 should be the next phase. 1, 2, 3 should be the next phase. Something's stopping it from growing. Plant seeds. What? Why is it not switching? Okay, on here, if the phase goes to 1, We don't need that there. Do we? Here's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is harvest time. This is phase 0. Then it should go to phase 1 here. Phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Let's try this. This should be here. No. This is 1. This is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. And 4 is this thing. Boom. So this stays on 3. 3, 2, 1, boom, boom. Now it should switch to this immediately because it's gonna. We do need direction fix on all of these. The problem was it wasn't switching to page 2 immediately like it was supposed to because it required other things that didn't happen for a few seconds. So this turns on this switch, which immediately goes to this. And this switch, Home Farm 01 Planted, also starts this timer. It'll run for 3 seconds and then it's set to 0, so it'll turn it to 1 and restart, turn it to 2 and restart, 2 will turn it to 3, 3 will turn it to 4, and 4 will bring that over there. Let's try it now. Can we add message? Yeah, we can. Sure, we can add like notifications to the crop if we look at it while it's growing. So let's see, do we want to grow something? Plant carrot seeds. 1, 2, 3, it should switch. Why are you not switching? Hold on. If item selected 46, take the carrot seeds. It's not doing this when we select carrot seeds. Are carrot seeds 46? They are. Home Farm 01 Planted. Home Farm 01 Planted switch. Home Farm 01 phase greater than equal to 1. Huh. Maybe we rewrite this. Okay. If Home Farm phase 1, Home Farm 01 phase is is greater than or equal to 4, then we reset the timer and turn off that. Else, we control that and reset the timer. Else, if it's equal to 2, we set it to 3 and reset the timer. Else, do that. Else, if it's 0, we make it 1 and reset the timer. Maybe the problem is in our common event. Seed 1 planted common event. Let's try that. Stream name, Harvest Moon RPG Maker 101. That's actually not a bad name. Probably get some random clicks. Okay, we planted seeds. Nothing's happening. Good. Okay, 3 seconds, it went to the next phase. 3 seconds, it went to the next phase. 3 seconds, it goes to the next phase. But it didn't do like the other event. So it went through the whole cycle. But it didn't move this event on top of this event. Home farm. Oh, we never specified the type. We have to specify the type. Home farm 01 crop type. So it didn't do that. So when we select carrots, we're also going to control a variable showing what type we've selected. Home farm 01 crop type is set to 1. And so it did this. No, it didn't. None of these happened. It tried to do this. It ran this auto run. Did it? Home farm phase went to 4. I'm assuming if this would have ran, it would have locked it up because it was trying to run an auto run, but none of these conditions were met. So we'll edit this and say else. Cut this, put this in here. Edit this, say else. this, put this in here. Cut this. Put this in here. So if crop type is 1, do this, otherwise if it's 2, do this, otherwise if it's 3, do this, otherwise if it's 4, do this. Auto run. Does it stay on phase 4? What turns it off of phase 4? Over here. So why this thing restarted and it didn't lock up the game is confusing me. Snuh, 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 snuh. I don't actually need this whole intro scene every time we test it. Plant carrot seeds. Yeah, 3 seconds. It got some little green sprouts. 3 seconds. The green sprouts got bigger. And now it's walkable. Hey, it did stuff. Stuff is there. But they disappeared. Did you see that? They disappeared. Why did they disappear? Three seconds went by and it disappeared. We need to, if it goes to 3, turn the timer off, cut this, and turn the timer off here. When it equals 3, set it to 4, and set the timer to 0 and turn it off, because then it'll just stay 4. And if it goes 4 or higher, reset it. But it shouldn't even do this part. There is no phase 4, right? Cut this, delete this, just paste this. When it goes to 3, do that and turn it off. Because it's going to turn this to 4. It'll turn to 3, run 3 seconds, turn this phase to 4, reset the timer, and turn off the switch. This becomes 4, which makes this run greater than or equal to 4, and the switch should be planted. Oh wait, home farm 01 planted is a requirement for this to be active. So when this turns it off in the common events, right here, it stops this timer from running, but it also stops this event from existing. Doesn't it? So what if we just not require that at all? Because we're already requiring a phase of the thing, right? So now if that switch gets turned off, it turns the timer off, but it doesn't affect this event. I think we got it. Let's try it. Alright, plant carrot seeds. 1, 2, 3. Alright, there's little green spots there now. 1, 2, 3. And the little green things get bigger. And then 1, 2, 3. Stuff should be there. 1, 2, 3. They shouldn't disappear. Hey! And we should interact with them? Dang it. It resets this event. This lets you stack them on top of each other. So I have to do one more thing. This has to go boom, 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 boom. Because there's two events on top of each other, but it resets this. So we can copy this page, paste it, and set this to 4. And then it'll be blank. What if we set it to 5? Hold on, let me try one change at a time. This is now greater than or equal to 4. But even at 3, it doesn't. One, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that. I'm actually going to start right here and just give myself some items automatically. Auto run, give me carrot seeds. Give me 6 of them, and then erase event. Plant seeds, fresh carrot. Well, oh, the timers aren't running. That's why I didn't do it that way. Right. I need all the timers to be running. And stuff. And stuff. I basically just want this event to kind of disappear. I can do that with drawing it as a doodad too. But then it requires another switch. 2. Okay, so this sticks around. But when I interact with it, it tells me I see an empty plot here, which is not what I want it to tell me, because it's not an empty plot at this point, right? I can say not right now, and it lets me harvest, you know, and it harvests them, and you obtain fresh carrots, but I need to make it somehow that it doesn't tell me I have an empty plot after this other event is on top of it. But not disappear, because I want the image to stay. Being very particular. So this is not, this whole page changes nothing, really. Because somehow it's still going back to this after this happens. This event, cell switch A, and then it's got to be in the common events is happening, because it's turning the the plant 1 timer thing off, right? So let's go here. This is now off. Ah, will this work though? Because see, now this is going to be met. It's going to be on phase 4 until we change the phase in here. Yes, we just disable requiring this switch. I think I got it. I think I got it. Snow. Alright, plant the carrots. Wait 3 seconds. We got little bits of sprouties. 3 more seconds. The sprouties got bigger. And we wait 3 more seconds. And we should have, boom, stuff on top. If we wait 3 seconds, it should disappear. It doesn't. And if we interact, it should just say harvest. Harvest your carrots! If we say wait for later, does it go away? Does it change anything? No. Harvest your carrots? Harvest now! We harvest them. We got 2 carrots. And we see an empty plot of land. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it! We have it set up. We have our template set up. Now we kind of just copy, paste, and change numbers so that it works times 8. And then all we have to do is change this event. This is for carrots. We copy, paste this basically here, all this contents, and change it to onions. This one is whatever else we want, whatever else we want. We can even add more self switches if we needed, to be honest with you. So we can have as many as we want. And we're going to have 10 events, or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the player will have 8 plots of land, and these will go on top, and blah, 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 blah. Next stream, it'll be farming stream for when we're working on this project. And we'll finish our farming system, and then we'll have another custom system inside the game. So hours and hours of work. Yeah, but it'll have a really cool, minimalistic farming system to go along with all the other systems. And no plugins needed. We just designed it all. Guys, I gotta go. We're 30 minutes over. Thank you for coming to the stream. I really appreciate each and every one of you for the comments you make and the interaction. And I like it when you guys voice your opinions. You guys let me know things that work, things that don't work. Please check out your sprites for the propagator and navigator. Okay, real quick. Where did you put them? In Art Museum, default, where did you throw them? If you guys want to come hang out on the Discord, links in the description below. Oh, cool, that is a nice looking farm you got there. Really cool, Ren. It's awesome. All your memes. Art Museum. Oh, nice. Whiteley, that's cool. Propagator sprite. Hey, that's cool, Mushri. I like that. That looks slick. Really, really good pixel art. It's kind of like a lizard crazy thing. I like it. Guys, go check out T-Bone's... why is your name white? I don't know. Go check out T-Bone's stuff on self promo. He's showing off his game. If you guys want to show off your stuff, just go to self promo. Links in the description to join the Discord. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, I am on Twitch. Twitch.tv/driftwoodgaming. I'm on Twitter, twitter.com/driftwoodgaming. I have a website, driftwoodgaming.com. If you'd like to support what I do, please consider backing me on Patreon. That is patreon.com/driftwoodgaming. All of the things, plug all the things. Sub to the channel, like this video, do the good stuff. Do the good stuff. Work on your project. Thank you guys for coming. I love you guys very much. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. I stream 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have fun. Work on your project. Show me what you've been working on. Show everybody your stuff. We ran late today. Bye, guys.